Hello everyone, this is Samkelo Ndeta, founder of Success TV, and we're proud to be bringing you stories of success. So at some stage I understand you also did some work on Ola, the pedal pop brand.
Yes, at the time, Ola was being dominated by Nestle in the very profitable impulse side, which is exactly what you're talking about, the paddle pop range, Magnum, Solero. So our project there was to move Ola into profitability and get majority share back from Nestle.
Were you responsible for the decision to put the fridges next to the exit? Because I think you might have been responsible for the amount of pedal pops I had when I was younger.
I think I was responsible.
Yeah.
It's exactly as you said, one of the most important things in impulse purchases is to have the product in the way almost of the customer. So yes, at the entrance is important.
Yeah.
And we were always vying with Nestle to ensure we got the best position especially in a convenience store.
So what is the reason you ended up leaving Unilever to work with GUD Group? And the reason I ask is that when do you know when it's time to move on?
So I'd been with Ola Ice Cream for 3 years, and we had moved Ola Ice Cream into profit and moved our share of the impulse market above that of Nestle. And it had been an exciting project, and I felt it was just time for a change. I got a good job offer from GUD as the marketing manager, and it was a new challenge. So I think that's a good question. When do you know when to leave? And I think it's always good to leave in a positive place when you finish the project and you're ready for something new.
Yeah.
I'd been at Unilever for 10 years at that point.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then leaving Unilever, having been on a winning streak with some of the work you did there, tell us about some of your achievements at GUD Group.
The big achievement at GUD was mainly in the product management side. When I arrived at GUD, the main focus was filters for cars. And we probably had a range of about 1,200 filters. But at that time, in about 2010, the cars on South African roads were increasing dramatically in terms of the variety of number of models. We had the introduction of Kia, Hyundai, Haval, lots of these Korean cars. So the challenge was to increase the range of filters that GUD had, mainly by trying to bring them in-house to increase the throughput through the factory. So that was the one big success we had, myself and my team, growing that GUD range to above 2,000 filters to meet that demand.
Wow.
And secondly, something I'm also very proud of is repositioning GUD. I think everyone's grandfather and father have been fitting GUD for decades, and it's a real South African brand. And the whole brand positioning and the packaging needed a lot of work in terms of its consistency and to update it into a brand that really looked more appealing and more uniform. So that was really an exciting part of my time at GUD.
Wow, that's brilliant. Now, John, it sounds like you haven't just had career success, but at the same time, you've managed to balance that with your, personal financial success. And I think that's something that most young people in the working world, or wherever they may be, are interested in learning more about. At this stage, what can you tell us about how you've managed to plan your finances or, plan your retirement would you say you're still working towards it, or you're sort of halfway there with the 3-day work week?
Yeah, I think in terms of finances, you always want to spend your money wisely. So I think you always want to invest your money into appreciating assets. You want to live within your means. You often find that income is not related to wealth. So you get people who might have very large incomes, but they don't invest in wealth generating assets. So I think living within your means and investing wisely are two pieces of advice I've tried to follow.
Yeah. You currently live in La Lucia and you also drive a very nice Audi. Do you believe in any way that you got lucky, or do you think this is something most people can achieve?
Yeah, I think most people can achieve it. I think number one, you've got to be passionate about what you do. And number two, really upskill yourself so your skills are valued. And then thirdly, just to have to persevere. You know, it's you're always going to have your challenges, but to persevere and achieve your goals.
Well, that was a lovely way to end it off. Perseverance. I think that's a very important quality, especially for any young person wanting to get out there and make a success of themselves. Thank you very much, John, for joining us today. Thank you for your time. Certainly know you could have been doing many other more exciting things, as well as the work that you balance. But thank you very much for coming along on the show. And I believe this interview will definitely inspire someone out there to make a success of their life.
Thanks, Samkela. That was lots of fun.
Welcome, Greg. It's good to have you here with us today.
Having worked in Toyota for more than almost 3 decades, working with the Japanese and understanding how they work has very much shaped and inspired my thinking. If anybody sort of says we've tried lean and it's just too complicated, then very clearly you're doing it wrong.